Ladies and gentlemen, the internet just caught fire again. In a move nobody saw coming, Asian Doll has reportedly leaked a series of DMs that might blow the entire Lil Durk and India Royale narrative wide open. Screenshots, timestamps, and receipts, all allegedly showing one shocking truth. India knew more about what really happened between Vaughn and Durk than anyone ever admitted. What started as whispers on fan pages and exclusive leaks from anonymous accounts has now exploded into a full-blown war of words. In these supposed messages, Asian Doll doesn't hold back. She calls out the fake peace, the private lies, and even claims that India Royale was never in the dark about what went down after King Vaughn's death. The tone? Personal, emotional, brutal. Fans are in disbelief. She really said it? Ain't no way this is real. India has been quiet for too long. The entire rap world is on edge right now, trying to figure out what's real, what's exaggerated, and what this means for the legacy of Vaughn, Durk, and everyone tied to them. Because if these messages are even halfway legit, this isn't just a leak. It's an emotional bombshell that could rewrite one of hip-hop's most dramatic love and loyalty stories forever. It always starts with one post, one cryptic line that turns into a storm. Late last night, Asian Doll posted something on her Instagram story that sent the entire internet spiraling. No tags, no names, just a screenshot of a blurry DM thread with the words, "I kept quiet for too long. Time to clear my name." Within seconds, fans knew who it was about. The messages, though partially censored, showed conversations that looked eerily familiar. A contact saved under a name with a single heart emoji, timestamp from around 2021, and phrases like, "You know what it was after Vaughn," and "Don't act like you didn't know." The internet went insane. Comment sections blew up with theories, edits, and shock. Within minutes, Twitter, or X, was on fire with one phrase trending: India knew. According to fans, Asian Doll's leaked DMs appeared to involve conversations about Lil Durk and King Vaughn. But what had everyone losing their minds was the implication that India Royale allegedly knew about certain conversations between Durk and Asian that had been kept private for years. Say Cheese TV was the first to post it, captioning the screenshot with, "Asian Doll exposes old DMs. Fans think she's calling out India and Durk." Within an hour, the post had over 300,000 likes and more than 10,000 comments. Meanwhile, Candidly Cassie uploaded a reaction video titled, "Asian Doll just blew up the internet. India Royale knew the whole time?" Her tone said all, disbelief mixed with fascination. When she said she was tired of being painted as the problem, "I didn't think she'd come with screenshots," Cassie said. Now it's looking like a lot of people are keeping quiet while letting her take all the heat. The supposed DMs, if they were real, painted a much darker story. One line read, "He told me she already knew, so I stopped asking." Another said, "I tried to respect that, but he kept playing both sides." Even though names weren't visible, fans started connecting dots. The internet detectives went to work, zooming in, enhancing timestamps, and comparing writing styles. By the time the story hit TikTok, users were creating entire breakdowns with dramatic music and side-by-side comparisons of Asian Doll's writing habits and Durk's known texting style. Then came the screenshots of comments allegedly liked by Asian Doll herself. One fan wrote, "India knew everything. She just played quietly to keep her image." And Asian liked it. That single interaction blew the roof off social media. She basically confirmed it. One tweet read, "That's all we needed." For India Royale, who had been keeping silent through the entire saga between Asian Doll and Lil Durk, this was an unwanted return to the spotlight. Hours after the leaks began spreading, she posted a single story, a plain black background with one line, "God knows the truth, and that's enough for me." But the fans weren't satisfied with that. They wanted answers. One user wrote under her latest post, "If you knew, why act surprised back then?" Another said, "You built peace on top of lies. No wonder it collapsed." Her comment section turned into a battleground between hashtag Team Asian and hashtag Team India supporters, each claiming their favorite was the real one. Meanwhile, Lil Durk was silent, publicly at least. But late that night, a cryptic tweet from his account appeared and vanished within 10 minutes. Fans managed to screenshot it before it was deleted. It read, "Screenshots make liars famous." That tweet alone had everyone talking again. The timing was too precise to be random. Candidly, Cassie went live immediately after that, saying, "Every time Durk says he's done with drama, something drags him right back in. But this looks personal. This ain't music. This is old pain resurfacing." She wasn't wrong. In the leaked DMs, one message stood out above the rest. The one line everyone kept quoting, "You told me Vaughn's death changed you, but you're still out here lying to her and yourself." That sentence hit deep. Not just because it mentioned Vaughn, but because it hinted at something emotional and unresolved between Asian Doll and Durk that the public thought had been buried years ago. Blogs began reviving old footage from 2020 and 2021. Videos of Asian Doll mourning King Vaughn. Old interviews where Durk spoke about loss and loyalty, and clips of India Royale talking about trusting her man despite the world's noise. Suddenly, the timeline didn't look so clean anymore. Fans started creating theories, one claiming that Durk might have confided in both women after Vaughn's passing, while another claimed there was emotional crossover that led to deeper confusion. It was messy, emotional, and exactly the kind of chaos that social media thrives on. Within 24 hours, Asian Doll's name had over 1.2 million mentions across social media. Her posts were being reposted by everyone from gossip blogs to major influencers. Some were praising her for telling her truth. Others accused her of digging up ghosts for attention. A verified comment under one blog read, "She is not lying." The industry knows this. India has been known. That single comment got more than 50,000 likes, and the conspiracy deepened. But Asian Doll wasn't finished yet. Early the next morning, she posted another story, this time with a message, "Since y'all love receipts so much," followed by a picture of a different DM thread. Names blurred but one line visible. "She only stayed because she thought you changed." That one broke the internet all over again. Now everyone wanted to know who said it. Was it Durk texting her? Or was she quoting something India Royale allegedly sent? Fans zoomed in on the layout of the messages, trying to identify which side was sending and which was receiving. Some pointed out that the layout matched the iPhone blue bubble pattern of Durk's known screenshots from older public leaks. It didn't matter if the proof was real. The story was too big to ignore. At this point, Asian Doll's friends started weighing in. One of her close associates went on live, saying she's not crazy. She's just tired of being the villain while everybody else plays saint. The truth gone come out whether people like it or not. That life alone added fuel to the fire. Fans began tagging India Royale again, demanding answers. Her silence only made things worse. By the afternoon, her name was trending right under Asian Doll's, and the comments were brutal. She's always quiet when the truth drops. She protects an image, not her peace. She knew about Vaughn. She just didn't want to lose Durk. It was chaos, pure and simple. That night, another twist hit. An old clip resurfaced of India Royale speaking during a makeup tutorial from years ago. In it, she casually said, "I don't argue with people who already told on themselves." Fans reposted it with captions like, "She's been subliminally talking about Asian." Within an hour, #SheKnew started trending. It wasn't just gossip anymore. It was turning into a digital trial. Screenshots became evidence, cryptic posts became testimonies, and fans turned into judges. Candidly, Cassie summarized it perfectly in her evening upload. This ain't just about DMs. It's about truth, loyalty, and grief. Asian feels she carried the pain while others got peace. India feels like peace ain't loud enough to defend itself. And Durk? He is somewhere between guilt and damage control. By midnight, 3 lives had been changed, one post at a time. ChatGPT said, Part 2, 1,200 words. By sunrise, the chaos had reached a boiling point. Screenshots, voice notes, reaction clips, everything was circulating faster than anyone could control. The internet was spinning theories like wildfire, and for once, even the biggest blogs couldn't keep up. Everyone wanted one thing: the truth behind Asian Doll's leaks. That morning, she dropped another bomb. A series of Instagram stories with the caption, "They called me crazy. Now look who's lying." Attached to that post were two more blurred screenshots. One showing what looked like a saved contact starting with "Deep Broken Heart," and another with a message that read, "She knew everything about Vaughn before I said a word." The internet exploded. That single line, "She knew everything about Vaughn," was enough to reignite the emotional fire tied to King Von's death. Fans had already associated that tragedy with tension between Asian Doll and Lil Durk, but this claim dragged India Royale directly into it for the first time. Say Cheese TV was the first to post, "Asian Doll claims India Royale knew truth about Vaughn and Durk." The comments section filled with disbelief and emotion. "Ain't no way she's bringing Vaughn back into this. This girl never healed. India knew?" Then all these interviews were capped. Then, just hours later, a fan dug up an old 2021 clip of India Royale during an IG Live where she said, "Sometimes people grieve differently. You don't gotta post everything to prove you care." That line suddenly took on new meaning. People began to interpret it as a jab toward Asian Doll from back then, and the puzzle pieces started connecting in the minds of millions of viewers. Candidly, Cassie went live immediately after the clip resurfaced. "I've been saying this for years," she told her viewers. "There was tension after Vaughn's death that the internet never really saw. But now that Asian's talking, it's all spilling out." As the blogs continued to dissect the leaks, fans noticed something else: Lil Durk's silence. While his name trended across every platform, he hadn't said a single word. But just as people began to assume he was hiding, something strange happened. An unreleased Lil Durk track leaked on SoundCloud under the name Untold Chapters. In the song, you could hear his voice say, "I lost brothers, I lost love, and I lost peace. Some of y'all grieving for likes, not for me." The internet froze. Was this an old track or a fresh response to Asian Doll's leaks? No one knew, but fans were quick to connect the dots. He just called her out in a verse. One tweet read, "That's not a coincidence." And right on cue, Asian Doll fired back. Not with words, but with energy. She went live, sitting in her studio, her tone colder than ever. "Y'all keep trying to gaslight me like I'm crazy," she said. "But I got messages, I got proof, and I got peace now that the world is finally seeing it. Don't play with me like I ain't real from the start." Her comments lit up instantly. One fan wrote, "She's exposing the industry one screenshot at a time." Another said, "This is the final straw. India better speak up now." And speak up, she did, but not how anyone expected. Later that night, India Royale posted a short tweet. "People use the dead for clout. That's all I'll say." The entire internet went silent for 10 seconds, then erupted. "She's calling out Asian directly," one post read. "India finally fed up," another screamed. Candidly, Cassie reacted within minutes, saying, "That right there is shade, and we all know it. You can't drop a line like that without knowing how people are going to take it." Meanwhile, on TikTok, fans were going deep, comparing India's tweet with Asian Doll's leaked DMs and pulling together timelines that made it seem like both women had known more about Durk's involvement with Vaughn's legacy than they'd ever let on. A viral edit popped up showing side-by-side moments. Asian Doll crying over Vaughn, India Royale attending an event with Lil Durk, and the caption, "One grieved out loud. The other stayed silent. Who was really hurting more?" Within hours, the clip hit 10 million views. As the day went on, fans began digging up even older posts from Asian Doll, including one from 2021 where she wrote, "The truth always comes out, even if it takes years." That post resurfaced across Twitter, and the comment sections filled with messages like, "This what she meant," and "She warned y'all." By that evening, things had spiraled so far out of control that even celebrities started weighing in. A popular female rapper commented under a gossip post, "Sometimes silence ain't peace, it's guilt." Though she didn't name anyone, fans immediately assumed she was siding with Asian Doll. Meanwhile, India Royale's best friend decided to step in, posting on her story, "Y'all don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Stop dragging my friend through a mess that's years old." But that attempt at damage control didn't help. It only made people believe there was something to hide. Then, in a move nobody expected, Asian Doll posted one more screenshot. Not from a DM, but notes app paragraph. The caption read, "He told me she knew. I believed him. That's why I never said anything. But now that everyone is calling me a liar, I'm done protecting people who ain't protecting me." It was emotional, raw, and unfiltered. Say Cheese TV immediately reposted it with the caption, "Asian Doll finally speaks. I'm done protecting people." The post crossed 1 million views in just 5 hours. Fans were divided. She's lying again. No, this is too detailed to be fake. India definitely knew. Vaughn's name shouldn't even be in this mess. The tragedy of King Vaughn had now become the center of a new online war. One built on heartbreak, silence, and screenshots. And in the middle of all this, Lil Durk finally reappeared. Late that night, he posted a story. A photo of himself wearing all black, standing next to a wall with graffiti that read, "The truth doesn't need the internet." He didn't tag anyone. He didn't say a word, but everyone knew who that was for. Still, Asian Doll wasn't backing down. Just an hour later, she tweeted, "It's always the ones who stay silent that got the most to hide." And at that point, it wasn't just drama anymore. It was a digital war of philosophies. Silence versus exposure. Loyalty versus honesty. Love versus legacy. Candidly, Cassie summed it up best in her midnight upload. "This ain't about Vaughn no more. This is about reputation. It's about image. It's about who gets to tell the story and who gets erased from it." And as the story burned through every timeline, the one question nobody could answer lingered like smoke. What exactly did India Royale know, and how long had she known it? By the next morning, things had gone from gossip to chaos. Screenshots turned into voice notes. Voice notes turned into full-blown fan theories. And every major gossip outlet was scrambling to keep up. Asian Doll's leaks had officially turned the internet upside down. And now the story wasn't just about who texted who. It was about loyalty, grief, and truth that refused to stay buried. Overnight, a new exclusive clip dropped. A short voice recording allegedly between Lil Durk and Asian Doll. In the recording, a man's voice sounding suspiciously like Durk says, "You were tripping back then. I told her what she needed to know." The woman's voice replies, "You didn't tell her everything though. That's why she is still blaming me." Nobody could prove if it was real. But that didn't matter. The internet had already decided it was. Within hours, he lied to both of US started trending again, and blogs like Say Cheese TV and No Jumper jumped on it immediately. Candidly, Cassie went live for the third night in a row, shaking her head as she read the comments. "I keep saying this, y'all. This situation stopped being about closure a long time ago. This is now about pride and guilt. Everybody's trying to prove they ain't the one who broke first." Meanwhile, India Royale, who had been quiet for most of the chaos, finally cracked. She posted a single paragraph to her story, white text on black background, and it read, "I've dealt with lies, I've dealt with disrespect, but I won't keep dealing with narratives made for entertainment. I never needed the internet to validate what I already knew. Let people talk. The truth doesn't hide, it waits." That single post broke the internet more than any screenshot did. Within minutes, fans were screaming, "She knew," while others praised her for handling everything with class. Say Cheese TV reposted it with the headline, "India Royale finally responds to Asian Doll's leaks. I already knew." The reactions were explosive. "She just confirmed it," one fan commented. Another said, "India tired of playing perfect. That's her realest post ever." But what caught everyone off guard was what came next. A now viral TikTok of Asian Doll's friend claiming that the leaked DMs weren't even half of what she had. "That's only part one," the friend said on live TV. "She got messages that could end careers. Y'all better stop playing before she posts everything." That one statement sent shockwaves across the internet. Suddenly, everyone was waiting for part two. Asian Doll stayed silent that whole day, posting nothing but a cryptic tweet that said, "Timing is everything." The tension online was unbearable. Fans started tagging Lil Durk under every post, demanding that he tell his side before she drops more. Still, he said nothing. But then came another twist no one saw coming. Late that night, Asian Doll posted what looked like a screenshot of call log. The name blur, but the timestamp showing multiple missed calls from someone labeled no name. The caption read, "You can ignore me on the internet, but not your guilt." Fans lost their minds. "She call him out directly," one post read. "Durk panicking behind the scenes," another said. Within hours, #NoName was trending, everyone using it as code for Lil Durk. The entire fan base was eating up every detail, connecting dots that might not even exist, but at this point, the truth didn't matter. The drama did. Candidly, Cassie came back the next day with a brand new upload titled, "Asian Doll just hit the nuke button. The receipts keep coming." In her video, she explained, "If this is real, it proves one thing, that this was never just internet talk. This was personal. It's deep-rooted. It's history that never healed." Meanwhile, India Royale appeared again, this time more visibly emotional. She went live for less than 2 minutes, saying, "I'm done being quiet. I've seen everything. I've heard everything. But I'm not breaking for y'all entertainment. What's real will show itself, and I'm fine knowing my truth." Then she ended her life abruptly. It was raw. It was powerful. It felt like the end of something that had been quietly tearing her apart for years. Fans filled her comments with love. "Stay strong, India. You don't owe anybody anything. Peace looks good on you." But even with her emotional clarity, the storm refused to die. Asian Doll, hours after India's live, dropped one last post that nearly crashed the blogs again. A black and white picture of King Von with the caption, "He told me everything." That one sentence shattered the internet. It was bold. It was emotional. And for millions of fans still mourning King Von, it reopened a wound that had never fully healed. "She's playing with fire," one fan said. "She's bringing Von into this again," another wrote. Say Cheese TV posted, "Asian Doll mentions Von amid Durk drama. Fans split over her intentions." In the comments, some praised her for speaking up while others accused her of disrespect. But regardless of opinions, her post got millions of views. That night, Lil Durk finally spoke. He didn't tweet. He didn't go live. He dropped a 30-second clip from the studio. In the snippet, his voice could be heard saying, "They say truth hurts, but lies heal slower." That one line turned into a viral quote across social media. Everyone knew what he was talking about and who it was aimed at. Candidly, Cassie reacted to it instantly. That man just answered everything in one bar. By this point, the entire narrative had turned poetic. Asian Doll represented truth through chaos. India Royale represented silence through strength, and Lil Durk represented guilt wrapped in music. The emotional triangle was complete, and everyone watching it unfold had their favorite version of the truth. In the following days, the chaos started to cool. The posts slowed down. The tweets got fewer. And for the first time in weeks, Asian Doll, India Royale, and Lil Durk were all silent at the same time. But the internet doesn't forget. Fan pages kept resurfacing clips, breaking down timelines, and editing old interviews together like a Netflix docuseries. One viral TikTok ended with the words, "They all knew, just not at the same time." And that's what made this story so haunting, because no matter who was right or wrong, everyone had lost something. Asian Doll lost her peace trying to clear her name. India Royale lost her privacy trying to protect hers. And Lil Durk lost the one thing he couldn't buy back, trust. As candidly Cassie said in her final reaction video, "You can delete screenshots, you can mute names, but you can't erase history." And this right here, this is hip-hop history. Messy, emotional, and painfully human. By the end of it all, no one really won. But the internet got exactly what it wanted: drama, heartbreak, and a glimpse behind the curtain of fame where truth and lies blend until you can't tell the difference. And even though it seemed like the dust had settled, everyone knew deep down this wasn't the end. Because in this game, receipts never die. They just wait for the next round. And that, Spillora fam, is where it all comes full circle: love, loss, and loyalty, all tangled up in a digital storm that refuses to fade. Asian Doll says she's done protecting people who never protected her. India Royale says she's tired of the noise. And Lil Durk, well, he's back doing what he does best, turning pain into music and letting the world guess who the lyrics are about. But behind every screenshot, every post, every bar, there's a bigger question no one's really asking. Who's telling the truth? And who's just louder? Because in this story, everyone's got receipts, but not everyone's got reason. Maybe Asian Doll was never the villain. Maybe India Royale wasn't as clueless as people believed. And maybe Lil Durk, caught in the middle of two emotional realities, was just trying to survive his own mistakes while the world watched. The internet might move on, but this story's imprint won't fade. Because when love, loyalty, and legacy collide, the truth doesn't disappear. It just changes shape. So I'll leave it to you, the real ones watching. Who do you believe? Did Asian Doll finally say what everyone was too scared to admit? Or did she just set off another round of heartbreak in the name of closure? Drop your thoughts below. No hate, just truth. Let's hear what you think really went down between Asian, India, and Durk. This is Spillora, where the streets talk, the teen never cools, and every story burns a little longer than it should. Because this story isn't ending, it's just beginning.